In this video, we will outline the personal grooming and uniform standards for Air Force ROTC cadets. Let's begin with appearance regulations for male cadets. Hair must be of a natural color and cut in a tapered fashion around the head. The thickness of your hair from the scalp must be within 2.5 inches from the top of the head and 1/4 inch from the sides. Hair parts must not exceed 4 inches in length or 1/4 inch in thickness. They may be middle or side parts. Hair thickness, length, and positioning must be maintained so as to allow proper wear of headgear. Sideburns, if worn, must be straight and even and may not extend below the plane of your ear canal. Mustaches, if worn, must not extend below the lip line or greater than 1/4 inch past the corners of the mouth. The color of your mustache must match your hair color. No variations of a mustache outside of the previously stated regulations are permitted.
For female cadets, hair must be worn in an updo, ponytail, or braids. If wearing an updo, it must be centered on the head at or below the eyeline. Loose ends and flyaways may not be present in excess, and hair must be positioned so as to allow proper wear of headgear. If worn in a ponytail, hair must be centered below the eyeline and must not extend below the shoulder blades. Cadets may wear hair in 1 or 2 braids which may not extend below the shoulder blades. Hair worn in locks, braids, twists, micro braids, French braids, Dutch braids, and cornrows must be secured into a single ponytail or 1 or 2 braids. Each lock, braid, or twist must be of uniform dimension and spacing, with no greater than 0.25 inches between each section. Sections may not exceed 1 inch in diameter at the scalp and 0.25 inches in diameter along the sections. If additional hair is added, it must match the natural hair color of the cadet. Hair accessories such as hairpins or combs, scrunchies, elastic bands, and berets may either match the hair color or be black. Hair bands, if worn, must not exceed 2 inches in width. Decorative hair accessories are not permitted.
OCP Wear. The blouse is to be worn over the trousers and not tucked in. The sleeves should be worn down, not extending past the first knuckle of the thumb. On the blouse, the name tape should be centered above the right chest pocket. The U.S. Air Force tape should be centered above the left chest pocket. The unit patch should be centered on the left sleeve and not extend beyond the Velcro. The U.S. flag patch should be centered on the right shoulder.
For Space Force cadets, patches are worn on the opposite shoulders from what was previously described. The left sleeve should hold a full-color American flag and Space Force patch, while the right sleeve contains the unit patch.
A tan $4.99 shirt tucked into the trousers should be worn underneath the blouse. The trousers should sit naturally at the waist. A coyote brown or tan web belt must be worn at all times. For male cadets, the belt must be threaded counterclockwise. The tail of the belt must extend to the left of the buckle from the cadet's perspective, and the belt buckle must be worn to the left of the gig line. For female cadets, the belt must be threaded clockwise. The tail of the belt must extend to the right of the buckle from the cadet's perspective, and the belt buckle must be worn to the right of the gig line. Coyote-colored boots must be worn, with the trousers bloused over the top of the boots, not extending past the third eyelet from the top of the boot. Both laces must be fully tucked in. The patrol cap must be worn squarely on the head with the band parallel to the ground. A name tape should be centered in the back. These can only be worn outdoors and must be worn every time you go outside. Cold weather watch caps may be worn. They must be tan $4.99 and sit flush against the head, and excess hat extending below the hairline must be folded over the outside of the cap. Polo and Khakis. Detachment polo regulations vary across institutions. Across detachments, the undershirt must be white and may be a V-neck or an athletic-style tank top. Khakis must extend to just above the shoes and may be pleated. If you cuff your khakis, they must be cuffed inward. The belt must be black with a black or silver buckle. For male cadets, the belt must be threaded counterclockwise, the tail of the belt must extend to the left of the buckle, and the belt buckle must be worn to the left of the gig line. For female cadets, the belt must be threaded clockwise, the tail of the belt must extend to the right of the buckle, and the belt buckle must be worn to the right of the gig line. Shoes must be a solid black and closed-toed. They may be dress shoes or athletic shoes. Socks must be black and have a low quarter cut. If a logo is present, it must match the color of the shoe and be conservatively sized around 2 inches.